Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good night, everyone, depending on where you're from. I have a very special guest coming up from heavy metal hippie music. We have Ashley O'Neill in the house, but stay tuned because she's got a lot to talk about, and it's going to be a great chat. We have Gorak probably coming in the house. I don't know. He might be asleep. Who knows? It's a great show. Great shit show. Love y'all. Good evening or good morning or what is it there? Is it evening, morning, night?
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Oh, I was wrong on all occasions. But I've got I saw you had a cup of coffee or tea or whatever.
No, I've got tea today. I actually, it's like 3, but I just ate breakfast, to be honest. So,
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
mm,
I know what that's like. You're on the go, and then you're like, oh shit, it's 3. Maybe I should have breakfast now.
I mean, it's pretty typical for me. I usually eat late, but, you know, it's all
I,
okay.
I eat breakfast in the morning because I'm a fatty at heart. Right now I am drinking. Oh, we have Goraki Balboa in the house. Gorak finally made it. How you doing, Gorak? Oh, there you are. I'm gonna take this damn logo off my face or face off my logo, whatever it is. We were just talking about what we have in our cups. She has tea. I have what is called mud water. I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
Coffee.
Uh, this is it's like cocoa powder and turmeric and I don't know what else. They're a coffee alternative. However, they have settlement at the bottom. So if I'm stirring, I'm not trying to look sophisticated. It needs to be
You're
stirred.
not gonna hip. You sound like you're gonna hypnotize me there. I saw that in the movie.
So heavy metal hippie is a very interesting title. For some people, that's an oxymoron because you don't see a whole lot of hippies at metal shows unless like I'm there. Um,
Right.
but how'd you come up with that name?
So, I guess when I lived in Canada, and I'm in the UK now, if people don't know, but when I lived in Canada, I was a big part of all these herbal communities there. And that's the other side of me. I do like energy healing and holistic therapy and things like that. But
Oh, nice.
so all my friends always called me the heavy metal hippie because, hi, that's me basically. Um, Probably look more metal, but I am probably more hippie than anything. So
Mhm.
it all worked out for me.
So
That's how the name came back.
you listen to metal, but you're a hippie, and I dig that. I actually love the holistic medicine side of things. I find it crazy to me that, especially like in the Middle East and stuff, they were studying holistic medicine for thousands of years, the whole chakra balancing and stuff. And then modern medicine has backed it and said, oh, yeah, the herbs that they eat to cure certain parts of their body actually works. The
Hmm.
meditation actually works. I was just talking to my parents about this, and I'm like, they've known this for thousands of years without even needing to do research.
Hmm. It's true. I mean, even if you think like Chinese medicine or
Mhm.
Native American medicine, they all had this knowledge and it's all been lost over tens of thousands of years. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of sad. And especially it's weird when you think about like all the crazy cowboy stuff that happened, in the Victoria era, right?
Mhm.
Like eating mummies, for example. So,
Get your protein.
or something. I don't know about that.
Would you eat a mummy, Greg? You eat kangaroo. Tell me you'd eat a mummy.
I don't. Kangaroo is red meat, so I don't eat red meat anymore. Um, if it's not red, yeah, I guess.
Would human being be considered red meat? Um,
I think so.
I've never thought about this, not gonna lie. Probably would be though.
I reckon it would be though. It would have to be.
it would almost have to be. Because white meat would be anything that is like a bird or a fish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I would eat a mummy. I wouldn't eat my own mummy. Um, but I didn't hear about that. Them eating mummies.
Yeah, they'd like grind them up, stole them from Egypt, bring them back here to England, grind them up, eat them, put them on things like salt. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You look it up because they would.
What's the macros in that?
You know what? See, and that's another one. They should have been testing your macros back then too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna check this up right now.
How many macros is in a mummy?
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
I've never heard of that. But like I've been looking into like the Middle Eastern medicine and stuff with
Mhm.
like they use turmeric a lot in certain foods and they're healthy as hell. And I saw this one doctor from the States. They were like, ghee is bad for you. And this Middle Eastern guy who is like yogi is like, it's unhealthy because the way you guys cook with it.
Yeah. It's
He's
true
like,
because the clarified butter is actually really quite good for you.
yeah, if you eat it with foods that aren't other fats. If you eat it with like bacon, then yeah, you're gonna have problems.
Fry your bacon in ghee.
Ooh, your dog wants to be interviewed.
Maybe.
I can't
So
find
what
it
makes-
anywhere. It's coming up with all this other weird shit. I would
So
like
you-
to know though.
You manage bands, you help promote bands. What made you want to get into the side of the promotional stuff? Did you ever want to be a musician, or did you always want to do the promo
Yeah,
stuff?
I'd probably still want to be a musician. But
I think everybody does.
you know what? I don't think so. Because you know what? There's a lot of people, I think either one, they don't connect with music in that same way. So they don't, right? But that's like irrelevant to this. But I think there's lots of people who just, they love music, but it's never been something that
Their
they
thing.
would think of for themselves, right?
Yeah.
So,
See,
I've been. Oh, I was gonna say, I've been asked to join bands, but I'll say no, just because of like stage fright.
interesting.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Crack. I'm actually well. By the time this airs, I would have already done it. But I'm doing stand-up comedy soon, and I have a bit of stage fright, and I've decided that I'm just going to force myself to do it because it's something I've always wanted to do. But doing comedy, I would assume, is much different than music. Because
I would say yes and no, but it's got like different aspects of it, right? That's gonna make
Yeah.
it similar. I think, to be honest, I'd be much happier going on stage to sing for somebody than I would
Yeah.
to do comedy, because at least they can just be like, "Boo, you suck," versus like, it's bad if you're doing comedy and everyone sits there like, "What garbage," and they walk out. That would hurt. That'd be tough.
I think. Well, see, like I think the comedy would be a lot more harder because like you have to come up with your own story, your own jokes.
not
without
just
stealing
that,
any other,
not just
and
that,
then
but
telling good jokes.
if you're a musician, not a guitarist, but like
Yeah.
a singer, let's say I'm a frontman of a
Yeah.
band. If I forget the lyrics, I have really cool music playing behind me. I can just mumble through it if I want. Vince Neil proved that. I can mumble right through it if I want, and people would
That's
still
not
be
true.
happy. If I was
Yeah.
a comedian and I'm like, so there I was at the club, people would be all pissed. They're like, what the hell is he
It's
Yeah.
doing?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
That's true. Or even like, if you repeat part of a verse sometimes as a singer, like where you shouldn't have, or mess up the words. And nobody really
Yeah.
cares. It's just like, I'm in the moment and it feels great. So they'll keep going.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But
So
I
you
think that's
said
what everybody is like at Motley Crue concerts now. They don't really give a shit about the words. They're just there for the music.
I think they're just drunk.
they're not even playing anyway.
They're not playing
exactly.
anymore.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Like,
Well, John 5
made-
is.
they made fun of Kiss for that shit.
Right. And then off they go. But I mean, like, please don't come for me. But I mean, I don't like Motley Crue to start with. I'm not gonna lie. And when when I saw them with Alice, like 2 years in a row, once I tried to get through it, I just couldn't. I walked out. I walked out both times. I'm not gonna lie, it was
I
so
didn't blame
bad.
you.
And that was like what, 2015 and 2016? Oh,
I saw
Yeah, the
them
first
in
time I saw
2015.
them was in the 2015 tour.
I
Same
saw
with
them
you,
in
Mark, I guess.
I saw them in 2015, 2016. Both times were instrumentally they were good. Vocally they were not. And I am not a huge Motley fan, but I love Motley Crue. Like I love their studio stuff. However, a lot of people have come at me for this, but my favorite Motley album is the 1994 album with John Corabi on vocals.
I love John Corabi.
That is the
Same,
best
yeah.
album they've released, and also the EP they released with John. Both were fucking incredible. I don't know. With Motley Crue, they should have stayed calling it quits in 2015. While they still had their band.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
mean,
the first
even
time
then, it wasn't all live. It wasn't live then.
It wasn't
Well, the
all
first time I
live.
saw Motley. Well, the first time I saw Motley was with Kiss in Sydney. And they cut the set short because fucking Vince Neil was like very, very ill.
Oh.
He had to get like gallstones out of his stomach or some shit.
That sucks.
Ooh.
He had to go to the emergency room. So yeah, they only played like a 25-minute set, and then Kiss came on, and Kiss didn't extended, which they should have. But yeah, the second time I saw Motley was with Alice, but that was horrible.
So what was the best and worst shows you guys have been to? We already said Motley Crue for the worst. For the no, the hard one's the best.
Yeah, I know. Because we've been to so many concerts. It's so hard to pick.
I have 3 tied. 3 of them are tied for me personally. It would be either Iron Maiden, Alice Cooper, or Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
And I don't know which time for any of them, but they were all great.
Okay, worst would probably be Robert Plant.
Why Robert Plant?
Wow.
And it's so, like, honestly, my heart breaks in pieces to say that. And I don't think it was really him, but it was just like the sound was so awful. I couldn't even hear him sing. Like, it was bizarre. The sound was horrible. But that was probably like the worst concert. Probably even worse than Motley Crue.
Marilyn Manson is another worse one that I've seen.
Why are his sets so short? That's what I don't get. Like,
I've seen Marilyn 5 times because I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. And every single time he just vocally wasn't with it. I don't know if it was the drugs or what. Only one time was he really good, and that was when he opened for Alice. And I'm not trying to shit on the dude. I love him musically, but like, I don't know if he was in a dark time when I saw him or what, but I saw him with Rob Zombie both times. And his set was just off. It just seemed like he was kind of not just rushing it, but like parts where he was supposed to be singing, he was screaming.
Interesting.
Like the Marilyn Manson scream. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be screaming at this part, bro. Like, do you know what you're...
He doesn't care, man. He's probably like off his face. You know? Like,
yeah. Like, oh my fucking Lord, dude. It was crazy. Now I'm really curious about eating mummies. I don't know why.
high in protein, bro.
It might be.
I mean, I don't know. What's even
I
left
can't
in
even...
fiber, really.
Exactly. Well, I can't even pick a bad show because all the shows that I've been to...
Gorak only goes to good shows.
It's so hard. Yeah. I pick my concerts wisely.
Speaking of Gorak,
it's hard.
Gorak's going to be seeing Billy Vallow soon.
Yay,
March.
I'm jelly.
Well, on March. It's next year. Never mind.
Next year.
I
They're
thought-
going to see
Still
Ghost
soon.
in October. It's
Nice.
creeping up. I'm going to see Ghost in October. They're doing their first Australian headline tour, and tickets already sold out. So me, my brother, and some friends are going. It's gonna be awesome.
Speaking of, we did just review Billy Vallo's debut album, which was fucking incredible. What'd you think of that album, Ashley? I know you've heard it.
Yeah, no, on repeat, like heard it like a million times. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we went. When did we go? I want to say it was February, but I think it was March. That we went here in London, and it was so good. Like, and I mean, when I think I told you on that one the other day, like when I saw him, I was kind of like, I think it was great, but it was like, but seeing him by himself, I was like, wow, you're just so magical.
Yeah.
That's what Billy Vallo should have named his solo project, Him by Himself.
His next solo album would be that. But
it could be.
After listening to that solo album, it made me want to listen to like all the Him albums again.
Me too.
Did you guys ever
Tears
listen?
on Tape is one of my favorite albums too. Tears on Tape and Venus Doom, two of my favorite albums.
Those are some great fucking albums.
And Deep Shadows is a good album too.
Did you guys ever listen to his other project with the Agents?
Yeah, I have. I've seen it pop up like on YouTube or something like that. But like he'll sing in a different language, like I think in Finnish.
Yeah, well, he joined the Agents. It was called Billy Vallo and the Agents. The Agents is a legendary band from like the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
And they were looking for a new vocalist, and they just went under Billy Vallo and the Agents, and then now Billy Vallo is solo. Which is fucking great. I understand why he was a sex symbol for so many years, because that voice, let me tell you.
I mean, he's pretty good looking.
He's a poster boy, man. Yeah, true.
He also,
I even put my hand up on that one.
I'm not gay or nothing, but Billy
I was
Vallo.
gonna say the same thing too. Hey, I'm not being gay either, but he's a sexy motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. Man.
Long, short hair, whatever, man. Fuck.
You're right. Sign me up.
He makes my heart Helsinki. You know what I mean? Just fucking,
yeah, I know, right?
God.
He gave me his love medal.
Yeah. Fuck. Billy, if you're listening
and then my
to this,
soul went on fire.
If you're listening to this, Billy, come on the show so we can hit on you. No,
You would
try not to.
Try not to.
I'll go red. Try not to.
My face is getting red just thinking about it. But Ashley, enough about how hot Billy Vallo is.
It's never enough.
I want you to promote yourself. What bands do you want to promote right now through your heavy metal hippie music?
Oh, that's a good question.
You've got Hellfire Jack, you've got Hard Mood, you got Poltergeist, Moth.
Yeah, you know what? Moth, I'm really excited about them. You can find them on Spotify, and I'll send you the link that you can like put up. It's really cool because they're actually from the 90s, but now they're like, oh, we just want to put out our album now. They've like remastered it, remixed it, they've done everything, and it's so freaking cool. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, because it actually came through the post to me, and then and so I listened to it, and at first I was like, I don't really know what I'm listening to, and then I listened to it a little bit further, and I was like, actually, this is really fucking cool. And so 100% recommend you go check them out. And
so did you know who they were beforehand?
No, they just, like I say, a CD just came through the post, and it was just like, hi, we are Moth. And now, I mean, so I'm not, it's like, and it's hard to find on Spotify too. So like I say, I'll have to send you the link. But it's like the album's called The Moth Prophecies, and it's very, very, very cool. Kind of like if you like Sisters of Mercy, you're gonna like them. That's what I say.
I have to check them out. Are they the same Moth? Because I just looked up Moth band.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
let me look.
There's one in Cincinnati, Ohio, from like
no,
89.
they're in London.
Okay.
And this is where it gets a little tricky because there's a number of bands named Moth or something in it.
Moth into the Flame, Moth. I think there's a band called Mothballs.
Probably.
Which is a weird band. That's
your
band?
I'll have to look it up on
extreme metal ska music.
Correct.
See, it's funny because even like if I look on my stuff right now, it's hard to find. Moth. Yeah, but it's like, oh, where's the thing? It's like this. But I'll send you the link though. So if you want to put it in the description when you post this up, it would be very cool. But
I can do that. I can also post all the other bands that you have.
Yeah. I mean, and like I absolutely love Poltergeist. That's it's Kalen and his friends. They're from my hometown in Calgary. And this kid is just so cool. Like you need to listen to him because you're gonna feel so happy if you like goth, like metal and new wave and all sorts of cool shit, then you're gonna love him because it's magic. And he does all of it himself. And that's the even coolest part. And
that's cool as fuck.
How old is he now? Like 22 or something, I want to say.
Damn.
But his first stuff kind of started coming out when he was like 16. It's my friend's son actually. And kid's like fucking mind-blowing, legendary already. So
and talented as fuck. I need to listen because I love all forms of music though. Because if you look at the albums I listened to from this year, I was going through them and I'm like, okay, Billy Vallow, Rebecca Black, and then I was like, and then I listened to what else did I listen to? I have a bunch. Like, music is making a huge comeback lately, and there's a lot of
like it's that soul healing that people need, and especially I think coming out of the pandemic and everything else, I think people are just like reevaluating life and what they're doing and what's important and how they want to see the world and everything else. And so I think that's like it's back more as like a statement than just something that you like bop to on a Friday night, right?
Right. And also a lot of genres are making a comeback. Did you notice that? Like new metal is making a comeback.
And I'm like, why? But yeah, it is. So that's great. My son, he said like Limp Bizkit was playing on the 13th. And he's like, oh my God, mommy, please take me to see Limp Bizkit. And I'm like, we're not going. And I was going to take him to Bloodstock instead to go see Megadeth. But then I was like, you know what? That's like a bit much. And you're like 12. And I don't think I'm up for it. But we went to see ABBA instead. But at Bloodstock, it was like, it's kind of intense there. So I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm getting old, okay?
That's like this year, though, talking about music. Like, we have so many bands of the 90s coming back. And I'd never even heard the announcements. I just hear that they're on tour. Like, for instance, Mudvayne announced they're back. But they announced their tour with Coal Chamber, who never announced they're back. They're just like, yeah, we're touring now with Mudvayne. I'm like, wait, what? And then Creed's like, yeah, we're going to be doing some shows. Wait, I didn't know you bands were back together.
Yeah, that was in the works in a while. Like, there was like the whole Creed thing. Like, I guess that's been going on for years, but Mark Tremonti reckons that it just has to be at the right time.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
I heard about that. I definitely heard that something like that was going on. For the longest time, these bands that were like, we're never getting back together. Like Mudvayne, we're never getting back together. Coal Chamber, we're never getting back together. Creed, we're never getting back together. Well, guess what? Coal Chamber, Mudvayne, and Creed should tour together.
So now I think also
The
when you
comeback.
look
Don't
at
call it a
like,
comeback.
but when you look at things like songs that are trending on TikTok and things like that, that's what's really interesting too, because some of the shit's just like coming back because of TikTok. And then now
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? Let us capitalize, which is like, it's brilliant. I don't have no issue with it. It's brilliant because you want to capitalize while you can. If you can earn another couple $1 million while you're out on the road, just because you went viral and all the kids want to see your one song, that's cool.
Yeah.
Go do it. Make the
Especially
money.
for
Why
the
not?
younger, especially for like the younger generations that's, you know, discovering all these, you know, old tunes that they really love and really,
And which
you
is
know,
and it's
enjoy.
really cool. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
even like, I hate to say it, but even like my son, he found Limp Bizkit on TikTok. Okay. And I'm like, why? Why did he have to find this? But okay, yeah. And so,
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie, I was a fan when I was a teenager, okay? Like, you know,
same.
it was great. But now I listen to him and I'm like, honestly, just stop. You're so whiny. But
I'm the same
but
thing as well.
but now it's like, so he finds stuff like that. So yeah, why shouldn't they go out and be playing shows again? Like, why not? Right?
What's weird is I do enjoy me some Limp Bizkit. I heard their latest album. It's pretty good. But Wes Borland is such a great guitarist.
Ooh.
Underrated.
Love Limp Bizkit or hate Limp Bizkit, listen to his other bands. Wes
Yeah,
Borland,
Dumb face.
fucking great. Yeah, Big Dumb Face or Black Light Burns.
I haven't heard that one. No.
I'll have to go
Good-
check
But
that out.
I've seen like the recent Limp Bizkit like footage, and I watched the very first show that they done with in Lollapalooza, whatever it is this year. And holy shit, they actually sounded pretty good.
They sound amazing. They put on great shows,
Really?
and Fred Durst has aged really weird. He wears
He
wigs.
still looks the same.
He wears
that
wigs
too.
now. He
Yeah.
wears wigs now. He
Bag
every
clothes.
time you see him, he looks different. Like he had like this poofy curly-headed wig recently, and he looks like Jerry Garcia.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah.
And then the tour before that, he had long-haired wig with like his hat on backwards and shit. Like it's really weird. Like it's odd what the Biscuits doing, but they've always been a weird band though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well,
When you
especially
actually
Wes
like
Borland.
dig into it, right? You're like, oh no, you guys are weird. It's
Yeah,
not
you've
just like rage. There is actually weirdness, which I kind of like.
Yeah, I love that about them. And you can't say Limp Bizkit hasn't always been weird when their hit album was Chocolate Starfish.
This is true.
Like,
And the hot tub
like,
flavored
yeah.
water.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would you drink?
And like,
would you-
I just had to buy a copy because it's my son's birthday on Monday, and so he was like,
Yeah.
"I really want that." So, yeah, I bought a
Okay.
copy.
have you heard their latest album?
I haven't
It's called Limp Bizkit Still Sucks.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, that's the name of the album.
Isn't there a song called Dad Vibes Only, whatever it is?
I think
Yeah, Dad Vibes Only. Fucking weird.
I think I
Yeah.
have heard that, but and to be honest, again, probably my son's been playing it in the house, but he hijacks the speaker, right? And I'm like, okay, but so I
Whoa.
probably have heard it, but I probably don't know. I've probably
You-
just been like, no,
You know what
off to listen to records.
You know what I find weird when we're talking about music? When musicians continue on a band with just one member and then they break up.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Panic at the Disco. Brendan Urie was the only member of that band for like 6 years. Then he's like, oh, we're breaking up. What are you talking about? It's just you. That's like 9 Inch Nails saying they're breaking up. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, that's or just like a solo artist, like Pink. I'm breaking
Yeah.
up with who?
Yeah.
Yeah, with who are you breaking up? Break up with yourself? Like, what the fuck? Like, just change the music. It's just you at this point.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Yeah.
then maybe it's better to say, oh, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
I
start
think
a new
that's
band.
a better way to say that.
Yeah.
I think any
or
solo
like,
artist should be saying that
Yeah.
instead
like
of we're breaking up as a band. Okay.
or
Well,
even like I'm rebranding or something, you know, if they were
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever,
Brendan
if
at
they
the Yuri. Like, what the
Or you can
hell?
always do, or you can always do what like LA Guns done and just make like 20 different versions of LA Guns.
That's happening now with another band. I forget who. But there's
Rat?
another band now, kind of a bigger name band that has 2 different versions now. I
Yeah,
forget
is it
who.
Rat?
Rat's doing that. Stephen Piercy has his own version of Rat, and then there's
And
Rat.
the guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah. For the longest time, I believe there was that going on in comedy. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but remember Gallagher? Remember Gallagher, the guy who would break watermelons on stage and tell jokes and shit? He was big in the States. You guys probably never heard of him, but he had a brother who his last name was also Gallagher. Well, he decided to tour under the Gallagher name as well and steal his brother's set. So we had 2 different Gallaghers touring the United States, and nobody knew which one they were seeing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, that's shady. That's not cool.
yeah. So
No, it's not.
Gallagher sued Gallagher, and then Gallagher won.
Huh?
That doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid. That's so fucking dumb.
But yeah, Gallagher won, the original Gallagher, and he continued touring under the Gallagher name, and then he died somewhat recently. Great end to the
And
story.
the
Right?
other.
Oh.
In memory of him, the other one should tour again.
Yeah. Take all of his profits.
Hmm.
Fucking crazy. Like
That's fucked.
That is
I mean-
very fucked.
Doing that to your brother. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be like
That'd be
me being
ugly.
that'd be like me being a comedian and then somebody else coming out be like, I'm a Usenick too, and then stealing all my shit.
Yeah.
Like I have a cousin, Mike Usenick. Could you imagine if he toured? I'm gonna tour under my own name and steal all your shit. I mean, he wouldn't get very far, but
Maybe you'd have to go with the other Mike, you know.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
am
you'd have to.
the Mike Usenick. Put it
Is
TH.
the
Yeah.
other.
The other Mike.
Exactly.
The
Usenick.
the other Usenick.
That sounds like a freaking sitcom. The other
Yeah,
Usenick.
it does.
Would you watch it? It's
I'll
on,
watch it. I have to be in it though.
You would.
Are you on it?
Yeah, I'm played
Oh,
by.
okay.
I'm played by.
I'll watch it then.
I'm played by Weird Al Yankovic. Adam over here is played by Joe Rogan.
Or Dwayne Johnson. It's either those two.
Dwayne Johnson, Kirk Hammett, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see
Yo-
it.
Younger you, maybe. You look like a lot of people. I look like anybody.
Dude,
with
if I
curly
did
hair.
a biopic on myself, I could just like shave the beard and I look like I'm fucking 15 again.
You do. You have that young face. Whenever I shave my beard, I
Oh.
look like I should be put back in a diaper.
Now I feel like you should both shave because now I want to see it.
Oh fuck no.
I will.
No. I'm 37 and if I shave my fucking beard, I'd be like 15 again.
dude,
Yeah.
do it. You want to look
No.
young and vibrant. Shave your beard.
No.
Do it for
I
me.
already look young and vibrant and The Rock.
You look great, Gorak, I must say. No homo, but you look great. You look great for your
Thank you.
age. You look amazing. If you shaved, you'd probably look like a ball sack. So I would keep your beard because
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think the missus will approve on that one.
no.
No.
I might shave my beard just for shits and giggles because I've done it before. This shit grows back in like a week.
So
Same.
do it. So
Like-
do it.
My beard. I actually had the Frank Zappa for a while. I shaved this and just had like the Zappa. But I loved it, but I hated it because I kept getting, you look like a 70s porn star. I'm like, damn it, you watched the tape. You know, like it was awful. Like fuck. So what kind of tea are you drinking, Miss Ashley O'Neill? Asking the real
Oh,
questions.
the real questions. PG tips.
Ooh.
PG
It's-
Tips. That's my porn name. PG Tips. What the fuck is
Yeah, okay. It's just a black tea. It's like a breakfast tea. It's just black tea.
Oh.
It's like pretty basic tea. Do you have it in Australia?
We do, yeah. I drink green tea. That's my favorite.
Oh.
I can't stand black.
I drink all the tea. So
Do you have it with
white.
milk?
Yeah.
Or do you drink it straight? Yeah.
Milk. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Just like a
missus
little
does the same thing
splash.
too. My missus does the same thing. She would have like peppermint green tea. Oh no, English breakfast with oat milk. And that's her thing.
See, I'll put oat milk for if I make like a cappuccino or things like that.
Oh, it's perfect for it. Yeah.
But if you put like, I guess there's an oat creamer that works really well in tea, but otherwise it's just something gross when you put like almond milk or oat milk in black tea. It just doesn't come out right. So it's dairy. It's cow's milk here.
I do green tea and chamomile, but I add goat's milk to it. I don't know if you. Goat's milk is actually more, in my opinion, more flavorful and actually fills you up more than cow's milk. And it's also it's lower in lactose too. So if you're lactose intolerant,
it's a lot easier to digest. But those teas like a green or a peppermint or like. It's only black tea that I'll put milk in. Any other tea, it's just straight. So
see, I do straight too. But if I feel like a latte or like some kind of like fancy flavor or whatever, I'll throw a little bit of goat milk and some honey.
I love my green tea. I love my green tea. It's actually good for detoxing as well.
Right?
Green
just
tea,
straight though, yeah.
Green tea and black coffee is really good for detox. But the negative is the negative is with the black coffee is I've been drinking a lot of black coffee. Well, not a lot, but I've been drinking it every morning, and it makes my anxiety levels just sky high.
Yes, it does.
So I'm thinking about switching back to green tea because green tea's never done that to me. It's never done the anxiety shit.
The thing is, it's like in the way you process the caffeine, from what I understand, is different too from the coffee and from the tea. And so that's really interesting. But I get sometimes these little, it's like they're coffee, but they have like medicinal mushrooms in them, like reishi or chaga or lion's mane. And then there's one that's like, it's the Zen one and it's got CBD in it as well. And
I need that one.
That one, I'm like, it's super cool because it's like you just feel chilled, but also energized. Does that make sense? It's like the coffee without the anxiety. Because and over the years, I've become super sensitive to caffeine. So like, I can have like a cappuccino in the morning and I'm like, fine. But if I decide later, I would like to have another one, my stomach just is like, from the acid and it's awful. And then I can't sleep for like 2 days. So it's not worth it.
See, that's been me. I've been very sensitive to caffeine. And it used to be I could drink like fucking 4 to 5 cups a day and nothing happened. Yeah. I could sleep fine.
I was like that too.
Now I'm just anxious. So I'm thinking about switching it up to just teas. And that mud water I told you about, that is mushrooms and all that. But I don't like the cinnamon at the bottom with most of those companies.
Yeah, you have to find a good one. But also you could try yerba mate for a tea, or you can do like matcha tea. That'll give you a nice energy as well.
I love matcha. What's the other one? Yerba what?
Yeah, yerba mate. No, yerba mate. And
yerba mate.
YERBAMATE. But
all right, that looks fucking good. What is that? Another type of green tea?
It's another plant, and so used a lot in South America. And I don't know. I hope I'm like not remembering things wrong, and I look like a dumbass right now. But
that's me all the time.
So,
Yeah,
but it's really
normal.
good though.
I'm just a dumbass with a microphone. So it is is it similar to green tea or is it just,
Yeah, yeah, it is. But and I guess what people love about it is like you don't get that with the caffeine. It's like very,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's nice.
I'll have to check it out. Do you just drink it like black, like by itself?
Yeah, yeah. You can. You could. I mean, you could add stuff to it, like some sugar or whatever. But I mean, I probably wouldn't. I don't know
Because I
why.
found some online that I'm thinking about getting since you talked me into it. I have green tea at the house, but it looks very interesting. I also have been trying this stuff. It is fuck, I forget the name of it now, but it's a type of tea that's really good for asthma and shit. I forget the name of it. Oh shit, I forget, but it's really good as well. What I've been trying to do is get locally sourced teas and coffee, and it's
That's going
easy
to
to
be
get.
difficult from where you are.
Well,
Like,
there's locally sourced coffee I can get easily. It's just more expensive, but the tea's hard. That's the hard part. So I've been buying like brand name organic teas and shit because I'm trying to like be a little more health conscious, a little bit. It's hard when I live in the country, and you guys probably have the same problem, where eating healthy is more expensive. For some reason, there's less additives and there's less shit in the food, but it costs more.
That does.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like it's cheaper to make, but we're gonna charge an arm and a leg for it. Like what the fuck?
yeah. I know. And I guess for me, kind of, I've always been a bit snobby about food, if I'm honest. And um, so no, I'm always like, you can do a lot of things that makes it cheaper to eat healthy food, like
Mm,
whether it's buying frozen or buying canned or things like that. Batch
mm.
cooking large meals. There's a way to do it on a budget.
True.
Absolutely.
There is. But certain people, like I've been trying to do this, but it's damn near impossible for me anyway, is with certain produce due to pesticides and all that shit, which certain countries don't have to really worry that much about it due to America having legal pesticides, it's illegal elsewhere. Um, it's fucking $1 or two more expensive for that type of produce. And
Yeah.
there's so many people that can't afford to eat healthier, and it's fucking crazy in this country. I
And
don't know why
I
we're on
mean,
this topic, but I
I don't
like it.
know either, but always, I think always to consider like, what is it? The dirty dozen. There's certain
Yeah.
things that have higher pesticides. Those, if you can buy organic, that's great. But if you can't, don't have a panic about it. Like,
That's
you
like
know,
I try to get bell peppers and shit organic
mm,
because those they add wax to and shit. Like
right.
there's a wax coating, but like
I
other
mean,
shit I'm
but
not.
there is to like your apples, there's to your lemons. It's the wax coating is like everywhere, right?
Yeah, and I
It's
don't know why they. I understand like it makes it last longer, but that can't be good for. Can't be good for us to digest that much wax.
mm, may as well just eat some candles.
Yeah, like what the fuck? But anyway, back on to music because we talk about all kinds of crazy shit on the show. Well, you're into health too, so I figured we'd talk about that. Um, so how much tea do you drink in a day? You guys love tea. Do you drink tea
Uh,
more than water? People say drink more water. Is that your way of saying ha 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 ha? I drink tea.
I drink a lot more tea. I probably drink like at least 5 cups of tea a day.
Whew,
Damn.
that's pretty good.
Are they all caffeinated?
Yeah, usually.
See,
See, like
I drink mine before I go to sleep, and I feel relaxed.
as the day progresses, I start like afternoon. I go to like chamomile and like decaf and shit like that. But I've heard people say that
Decaf green
caffeine.
tea is good.
I've heard people say that they drink green tea at night and the caffeine does the opposite effect.
So
Because
I mean,
I
but
do.
you can say even if you have like an espresso, like very shortly before bed, it'll help you sleep. So
how is that?
I mean, yeah, I know, but But that's just it. So I can see though, and then I think part of it too is like the ritual of it. It's the warming of it, and then I think it helps just like take you down a
Relax.
notch or 10.
Yeah.
And so, but if
That's
you like
why,
stay up for a while, then you're gonna just keep going, right?
Well, that's what I've read something that like herbal tea makes you relax before bed.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what herbs
And
it is, right?
Yeah. But I drink green tea before I go to sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel good.
That's like they also
and I had
say
some
like,
this other stuff.
Like caffeine helps some people sleep, but that's also the same thing you can say about eating a meal that has carbs in it right before bed. If you have a small form of carbs, that helps you sleep too, even though it's supposed to energize you. So it must be your body knows like, oh, hey, it's sleep time. Let's digest this differently.
And I think a lot is about timing, truly.
Yeah. Like you're not supposed to eat anything, I think like 2 or 3 hours before bed due to digestion, but you can drink an hour or two before bed is how they claim. I don't know. I'm no doctor. I'm just an idiot with a microphone. I got 2 turntables.
It all depends on what you're eating though, because like anything like slow digestion, like proteins or anything like yogurt's good before bed.
Yeah, yogurt's good before bed. Proteins and also carbs.
Yeah, fruit's good. Oatmeal's good. Watermelon's good as well. So
banana. Believe it or not, banana's really good before bed.
Mm-hmm.
Magnesium. It's important.
The thing is I've been to like doctors and shit, and they tell me like, here's what your diet's supposed to be, and I'm like, you've only went for nutrition for a year a few months out of the 6 years that you went for a doctor, so I'm not gonna believe you. And it seems like every time I do the opposite of what a doctor does, I become healthier.
Yeah.
Like I had a doctor.
The thing is, though, you can't expect, say, you're just like your general practitioner to be an expert in every single field, right?
Yeah.
And so if you want nutrition advice, go see a nutritionist or go see somebody who's like had a ton of training in it, right? Nobody's following the what is it called? What is it in the States? Like we have the Canada Food Guide in Canada, right? And it's like have 4 of this and 5 of this, and
we have the Environmental Protection Agency or whatever. I think that's the name of them. But
that they tell you how much you should eat of what?
Yeah, but what's weird about them, I think that's who does that. What's weird about them is their guidelines are different than other countries, and we're the most unhealthy country. So I don't know if we're going to fucking follow what they say.
No. And I think, there's, and I mean, it's such a huge topic, but you talk about too, there's 7 billion diets for 7 billion different people, right?
Yeah. And what works for one ain't going to work for the other.
Everybody, right?
Well, so, what's weird is for instance, there's things that they say are bad for you, and then later on is actually good for you. Like, for instance, eggs. That's something I've been talking about for a while. Eggs.
With the cholesterol in the yolks and blah, blah, blah.
Depending on what kind of egg you get, because the way the chicken is raised matters. But eggs for years were told due to the high cholesterol, it's bad for cholesterol. Now, dietitians are saying the opposite. If you eat like 2 to 3 eggs a day or even 1 egg a day, it's actually good for cholesterol, and it actually prevents a lot of diseases because it's high in choline, which a lot of people are deficient in.
But this is it. I mean, it's like margarine is the healthy alternative to butter, and everyone's like, oh, margarine, no, because it's so bad for you, right? Now everybody's going back to butter. It's the same thing. I think follow the guidelines of eat a lot of vegetables, don't overeat, and drink tea or water.
That's my issue,
though.
Yeah, exactly.
What's my issue though? I do what they call stress eating, or I think I'm hungry and then I end up eating too much because I'm.
But then you need to sit down, and you need to take a step back, and you need to think like, okay, am I stressed? Am I sad? Am I bored? Am I thirsty, or am I legit hungry?
How do I do that?
You what do you have to do is, honestly, when you have that feeling like, you know what, fuck it, it's chocolate bar time, you're going to be like, wait a minute. And you're going to just remove yourself from the situation, give yourself 5 minutes. And it's kind of like when you're quitting smoking, right? And you're like, you know, oh, I'm just going to have one cigarette, blah, blah, blah. But then you just like kind of ride the wave and let it pass. When you start to think and like give yourself space to listen to your body and what it's actually telling you, like, I'm mega stressed and I'm going to take it out on this chocolate bar, or I'm actually hungry, or maybe I'm just tired, right?
But how does one do that when they're working an 8-hour shift and they're in a kitchen?
Then you just need to like stop yourself, though. You can take 30 seconds and just, you know, just kind of remove yourself from the situation. I don't know the layout, if you have to just like go into a corner, if you can run to the toilet or whatever, just give yourself a second, right?
My issue nowadays isn't, I snack a lot sometimes, especially at night, but like I've kind of cut back on how often I do it. But the issue I have is I eat too fast at times, and I can't really slow it down when I only have a 30-minute lunch break.
And that's okay.
I've
been like trained to eat stupidly fast. I mean, like I say, I ate a giant breakfast right before we started talking, right? But it's like, I don't know. I think, you don't want to inhale your stuff, but if you're eating fast within like a 30-minute break, I think you're going to be fine. Like,
I know
you're not eating a 16-course meal, but
I know that. I used to. And
even, can you keep like a tiny little notepad in your pocket, right? And just a lot of it's just about how you feel about food and why you eat. Obviously, we eat because we're hungry, but are we eating also because, like I say, because we're bored? It's like this emotional release. And how do we find something that's different? Can you do like 10 jumping jacks, or just like stomp your feet, or go outside and yell or something, just to get it out of your system, right? Because when you're stressed, you need that release, but that chewing is that release sometimes for some people.
Yeah, and it's awful. It's awful because we don't just eat because we're hungry. We eat because food is thy medicine. But a lot of people, when they snack, and now I used to snack on fried foods, and I kind of cut back on that shit. I quit doing fried foods and all that, and I eat like nuts and like things that are healthier for you. But like, we live in an environment where everything's fast paced now, and people's like, well, I'll just grab this and grab that, and we don't think about what we're eating.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
But then you have to plan for it too, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you have your snack attacks and you eat an apple, you don't eat a packet of crisps, you eat an apple.
Yeah.
Right.
Or a banana or
whatever. Right? But eat something like that. Have those celery sticks nearby, because then you're not really giving yourself an option when it's pre-prepared. You're not giving yourself an option to go for something that's shit, right? You're like, it's here and I must take it.
Yeah, like a pack of bologna.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Bologna. Good.
I pack like fruit and protein bars with me to work.
That's good. That's good.
The protein bars fill me up before I go on my lunch break. And then I'll have a big lunch and then do dinner service and then, not eat. Just drink plenty of water. Water fills me up. So there you go.
That's the thing. That's the thing a lot of people are saying, though. If you feel that you're hungry through the day, drink water or tea, because your body can't distinguish the difference between you being thirsty or hungry.
Like, and I mean, it can, but the thing is, when you start by drinking water instead of going straight for snacks, then you're going to find out pretty damn quickly, am I actually hungry or am I just thirsty?
Yeah.
Right.
And your body's weird because if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So you're supposed to drink throughout the day, but also if you drink too much, you also have the signs of dehydration. Like, can I even human?
No. There's no humaning left.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking Lord. So is there any shows coming up for your bands that you are currently managing that we need to know about, or music?
Not for the people. I mean, Hellfire Jack has a couple shows booked in September, I think. And to be honest, I'm not sure right now, but they have a couple. I think otherwise, I'm not sure. I don't think anybody else really has any shows coming up or any
Those are some good dudes.
releases, but you know, like I think we were talking about it a bit the other day, but I do just a lot of creative consulting and things like that, and really helping people like plan out how they're going to move forward. So there's a lot of things I don't get super involved with people, to be honest, but what I do is help give them ideas how to set up like their EPKs, or how they're going to look at like structuring their social media content, and how, how they're going to just like push themselves forward in a DIY kind of world, which is what I super, super believe in. I mean, you already, if you want record labels to look at you, they used to invest in you a lot, right? And be like, yeah, we're gonna work and we're gonna make you great. We're gonna put the money in. There's some of that still happens, absolutely. But a lot of times now they're coming in and they're looking like, do you have a big following? Do people already give a fuck about you? Because if they don't, we don't really either, right? So helping people get to that state where people like labels would want to look at them to sign them, or how they're just going to continue as a DIY artist, and different ways of monetizing the things that they do, whether it's like with music, or it's lessons, or it's songwriting, or all sorts of things, right? It's endorsement deals. It's all this kind of stuff, how it ties together, how you can kind of work and plan to make a career out of music in this new setup, in the new world, if you will, right?
See, what you said makes a lot of sense, because there's businesses that are like, do people already give a fuck about you? Well, if they did, then I wouldn't need you.
Yeah.
Like,
And so that's it though. And so, so I do like one-off consultations with people. I'll help them build like release strategies and calendars and things like that. I'll do like ongoing coaching with people. I'll do full-on management, or kind of like we were talking about, I'm doing group calls. So, if you can't afford a full one-on-one consultation, I get it, but you can join for monthly calls, and it's like, they're group calls, but it's £15 a month, and you can go in groups of 10 at a time. And I haven't actually really even talked about this or done a proper launch of it yet, but it's something I'm doing, so you can go and get feedback on your music. You can talk about what's working for you. It's like a full-on, like a group strategy session kind of deal, And so, but it's not just like, and like I say, it's not just music. I'll also work with like visual artists, or just anybody who's in any kind of creative space that wants to like further their career and everything as an artist. So
that's neat as hell. Like, I love what you do. That's why I wanted to have you on here, because we've had Hellfire Jack on here before, and I'd like to talk to the other bands that you've got, because
yeah,
it seem like some really great artists. But like, I love that about what you were doing. And I actually do have a shirt. I didn't wear it today. I wore my Beavis and Butthead, but because I wear accordingly. I don't wear shirts to concerts or wear the people I'm interviewing. It seems kind of tacky. But I love what you do. And I hope you continue to do this for years to come. I would like to do work with you sometime. That would be awesome. But you say you work with all kinds of creative people. So you say on your website, though, that you do management stuff. Is that something that you are planning on doing, or?
No, like I'll do management, like full-on band management, right? But I don't do. I mean, it's like with Hellfire Jack or with Hard Mood or things like that. But I'm not really expanding a ton of that right now. I'd more just doing the consulting and things like that. There's certain people I'll take on, but it just depends. But I've also, I don't know if you know, I've also got a subscription box running, right? And so that's the happy, healthy hippie box. And so like each, because we've got heavy metal hippie, we've got to have all the hippies, right? And so that one I have like a whole bunch of holistic therapy items that I send out monthly. So I have been like really going hard on that right now. But it's exciting because I've got so much stuff that I'm doing right now for all these different businesses I'm building. And there's actually going to be, this is like sneak peek, you guys heard it here first, but I'm working on a heavy metal hippie box. And so it'll be like really badass, like rock and roll accessories and beauty items and things like that. And so that'll be quarterly, but I'm looking to launch that just, in time for Christmas. So I'm super excited.
I'm gonna have to get,
that's awesome.
I'm gonna have to get one of your herbal boxes because they look fucking cool. I'm on the website right now. This is the right one, right? The Happy Healthy Hippie Box.
Yes.
.com.
Yeah, I can see that you're on here. Actually, it's really yeah, I can see it. Like, because I get all the updates when people are on my website. But
that's weird. It tells you who they are and shit.
No. It just says like somebody from the United States is on your site.
Oh shit.
Or somebody from London's on your site or whatever.
That's neat as fuck. You've got like mind notes. You got all kinds of cool shit on here, guys. Go check this out. This is freaking awesome. And
what's
it
it
even
called?
tells you the happyhealthyhippybox.com. I'll put it in the thing down below. Now you support local, but if I buy this, it obviously won't be local.
No, it's UK. I've got UK brands, right? I mean, and I've got like, all my people. I do an international box, but I've got everybody right now is UK based who subscribes. So
you're gonna have a United States subscriber soon once I get the money together, because this shit looks really cool. I'd like to try some of it. And it's a mystery box every month, kind of like what there's companies that send out like random stuff a month.
Yeah, so the mystery boxes are just like one-off boxes, so you could just like order one and that'll be it. But then there's the monthly subscription, so there's different themes. So it's been this month, it's funny because it is hydration actually, and if you want my weekly newsletter, you can sign up for all my health tips and fun facts in the news. But this one's hydration. July was hot weather. We have like movement, that was yoga and things like that, and exercising, sleep and nourishment.
That's cool.
Like just all sorts of different things, right? And so it's super fun, and I love putting it together because I feel like, I don't know, especially going through extreme burnout and just shit it's tough sometimes. It's I would have loved to have something like this for myself going through all that, right?
I admire the hell out of you because you got so much going on and you're keeping up with it and you have such a positive attitude. Like, I love it. I love it. What is your secret?
I'm just looking at this website now. So
yeah, I saw you're on there too.
She's over here
I was looking at the raw kombucha thing that you had up on the.
Oh yeah.
I love kombucha.
That's some good shit.
It's so good. Yeah, and I have some, so if you need some, you let me know. But it's like
I'm just
fantastic.
having a look at this.
Kombucha is so good. It's good for you too.
And I love this because like it's I mean, because it's instant, right? So it's just like a powder, but you just like stir it into your drinks, and it actually tastes better than so much of the canned stuff that I've had before. I'm like, wow, I don't know what you guys did, but it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, I think my missus will like this. I have to tell her this next time I see her.
I need to get me some of your kombucha. How much is the kombucha? Can you get it by itself, or do you have to get the whole box?
Yeah, I'm. You know, it's funny because I was gonna add that to the site just on its own. So like it retails for £30, but I was gonna put it up for 20 on my site. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But
it's like it's a month supply, right?
So like what I saw on here is like the instant kombucha mixed berries flavor.
Yeah.
Keto cookies and some other cool stuff.
That is cool.
And that's in the nourishment box, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, I love it.
Oh God, these are so sweet. Thank you.
I love everything that you do, because like you're into music, you're into like the health aspect, you're into like, how do you find the time in a day to do this? Like, what is your secret to keep your sanity while you do all this?
Yeah,
no,
it's so true. It's so true. You make time for what's important to you. And I mean, there's certain things. So like right now, my son's actually in Canada, so I've got all this time to just plow through. I'm trying to just get ahead for all my social media stuff for the rest of the year on all of these things, right? It's like, you know, I'm writing my blogs. I've got a blog on heavymetalhippiemusic.com. If you guys want to follow along with that, it's going to be more consistent for the rest of the year. It's kind of been every few weeks right now, but tons of stuff coming out on there, just talking about songwriting, about creativity, about music industry, Ticketmaster, like all sorts of different things, right? And so just, you know, I like to sit down and have these big writing sessions. I usually sit down and throw a record on, and you know, when the record finishes, and make a little TikTok, which is, you know, according to my son, very cringe, but people like them. and then I just keep writing, and then, you know, so I just kind of go through like that. But it's also been interesting transitioning being full-time employed to being fully self-employed, right? Because you set your own schedule, and it's been really interesting just finding how the day flows for me now, and I can do everything kind of on my own terms to an extent, apart from like school runs and all this, right? But, you know, so it doesn't matter. Maybe I start working at 1 and I work till like 8 or something like that. Or maybe I start super early and I finish by 3 every day. But it's been so helpful for me just to be able to structure my whole life differently. And I find I can get way more done doing it that way if I'm not so regimented, like you work, you know, 9 to 5 or whatever, right?
I'm planning on eventually starting my own little business thing, just finding a way to make the money from what I do. Because I'm not into like the promotional shit, so I don't know how to promote myself really. And that's been kind of my issue that I've been running into. But I'm trying. We do have a merch shop for Pink Sock, by the way. If you guys want to go to that, it's in the description below once this post. You can actually find it at allmylinks.com/Pink Sock Podcast. It's all there. We actually are selling t-shirts, mugs. We do sell fanny packs. We have fanny packs, so you can show people your fanny and promote the sock.
Your face.
It's not what I meant. You know whatever.
It's killing me.
You perverts. Yeah. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show off my fanny. But
same in Australia as it is in the UK, right? For a fanny pack or a fanny. Yeah.
We call them bum bags.
Yeah. But when you say the word fanny, we mean the same thing? No, it doesn't mean your butt.
It means your butt, but
not over here.
Yeah.
What does fanny mean over there? I forget. You guys, somebody told me once
before. Bro.
It means. Okay. It means in Canada, it does mean buttocks, according to this.
Yes, but not over here.
But in British, it means the female genitalia.
Correct. So funny.
So it's the wrong portion.
So nobody's going to run around showing that off.
No, don't show
most
that
people
fanny.
won't.
I mean,
Yeah,
if I was a
you
woman,
might go to jail.
If I was a woman, I'd use mine as a coin purse. I would like.
I don't think you would actually.
I would. I'd risk the infection.
You like to say
So
that, but no, I don't think you would.
If I got one of those ones too, I'd wear it at a music festival.
What if you had a female genitalia? You'd have
No,
it at a
the
music-
fanny pack. The fanny pack.
Oh,
I'll wear it
okay.
at a music festival. And they'd be like,
So
"What's
for
in the
you-
fanny pack?" And I'd be like, "Pink sock stickers."
And actually, what's funny is it works for the UK and it works for Australia, for all over the world, because the fanny pack says, "Show me your fanny" or some shit like that.
Oh.
So it works. It really works.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Ashley, we're going to put all the descriptions below. Just send it all to me, all the stuff that
Okay.
you want to promote. I'm going to bring you up on the screen so you can promote all 90 businesses that you're working on or whatever it is.
yeah, it's true.
She's the Maynard
Oh.
James Keenan of businesses. Here she is.
I reckon.
This is me. I don't know. Well, you can follow along at Happy Healthy Hippie Box on Instagram or on Facebook, and definitely join my newsletter if you like wellness tips and things like that. And you can always check out heavymetalhippiemusic.com, and you can get blog posts, you can get my own shirts, you can sign up for those group calls or get consultations, whatever you need. And I'm always just a click away via email or whatever.
I love it. I love everything that you do, Ashley. Continue doing what you're doing. You're a lovely soul, a lovely spirit, and much love to you from us at Pink Sock. Thank you for joining us. I think we've talked about damn near everything we could talk about besides music.
Fanny
We would
packs.
love to have you
Okay.
back on though, Ashley.
Absolutely. You just let me know. I'm always in.
Well, that's what she said. He said. They said.
Somebody
More-
said it.
Somebody said it. But much love to
Was it
you,
me?
Ashley. And we also got Pink Sock Reacts on Wednesday. Gorak, you want to tell them what we're reacting to?
What are we doing?
We are doing the Dead Daisies album. The only
Oh
one they
yeah,
did,
that's right. The Glenn Hughes one. Yeah,
the
sorry.
Glenn Hughes era of Dead Daisies, which only had one album, unfortunately. I know a lot of people that have told me that they never heard it. There's a lot of people that was iffy about it because Glenn Hughes really isn't the vocal style of the other two singers they've had. But it was the album Make Some Noise, I want to
No.
say. No. Make Some Noise was Robby. It was, what album was it?
It was shit. I should know.
Because they
this, but I
redid
don't.
Make Some Noise recently, and that's why it was the first one that popped up for me.
No.
Holy Ground. Holy Ground.
Yeah, that's the
with
one.
Glenn Hughes. We are going to be doing that. So if you want to watch that, that's going to be live Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, whatever the fuck time we're in right now. It's weird in Ohio and in different areas where we have daylight savings time. It's either Eastern Pacific time or it's Eastern Daylight Time, depending on what we're in.
It's so confusing.
It
I don't
is.
get it.
When I lived in Arizona,
Especially
there
for
was.
me.
Well, when I was in Arizona, there was no time zone change at all. Like we never changed nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, that's how it should be. But anyway, thank you for joining us. I could talk all day, so I need to cut it before it becomes a 3-hour podcast. Because us three, we can chat all day. I love you all.
I
and
need
as
sleep.
always, and Grak needs sleep. And as always, guys, live long, rock hard. Love you all. And until next time, take care of yourselves.